Look, someone saw me like this yesterday and yelled out from their car, "You look like a homeless guy." And I said, "I feel like one." It's all good. Gnome. We need a gnome command. Is there a gnome command? Dana, get onto it. Okay, we're going to get stuck straight into this. Now, yesterday we tried bending the sides. We cracked a couple. I have straightened those out. So I rebent them and re-straightened them with steam. And those cracks are now glued up. And I'm going to let that dry for about a week under load on a flat bed to get them stiff and straight again. Then we're going to retry and bend them. I think we can save them. So cutest home gnome I ever saw. That's me. Okay, so we're going to work on the top and the back while we're at it. So we're going to get stuck into it and mark this guy out and get these guys going, as we say. So here's our template. We're going to mark, first things first, here's the test. What is the first thing we do with backs and sides? We mark center lines. We must have center lines. Okay, let's do that. Grab the big straight edge. That'd be me, the homeless gnome. We have our seam, which is just barely visible. So we know where our center line should be. We're going to rule a line straight down the middle on that seam, like so. Boom. Okay, and there's our center that we work from. Let's grab our full dreadnought template, line that guy up center to center. Like that. Like so. There's our body. That's the top. It's got a bit of a spalty look. Mav, what's going on? Mav, thank you very much for the bits yesterday. I forgot to thank you. I was caught up in bending stuff, so I do appreciate you, and I apologize for not thanking you in a timely fashion. It was 50 bits, and I really appreciate it. Thank you very much, dude. Okay. This is our top. Okay, we've done our top. Let's do our back. This guy here. Looks light when it's sanded. We will give you some color on there to show you what it looks like again for those that haven't seen it. Let's mark out the center line on this guy. Like that. Line this doobie whacker up. Okay, there's our sides. Doobie whacker, it's my favorite word. One of my favorite words ever in the history of words. It's a great word. Doobie whacker. Okay. We've got to cut these guys up now, so I'm going to go set up the saw. I'm going to make some sawdust, some man glitter. Are we not, Terry? Man glitter. Man glitter, said with a very authoritative tone. Of course, it's man glitter. I need to get this camera sorted out, guys and girls, so give me a second. I need to get the camera sorted out because it's a little bit... I broke a stand, so I have to reclamp it. It's all good, Manny. It is all good, and thank you again. I really do appreciate it. Man glitter is what we need to do right now. Because you can never have enough man glitter. That's a given. I need to get this camera set up, and I don't know how or where. I might just do it low to the ground. Like this. Let's see how this goes. I think we've got it sorted. I'm going to test it in a minute, so give me a second. All right, let's see if that works. I've got it all plugged in. I've got there. Let's see if we can see that saw. There we go. Cool. Alrighty, we can see things. Is that what we're looking at? Yes, you can see what I'm doing now. That's good. Okay, let's go. We're ready to go. See saw? I do. Excellent. We're going to do the top first, and then we're going to cut the back. Okay, Tom, how you going? Good to see you. I might just turn this light on. Right on. Tom, we were just saying for your benefit, because you weren't here, I managed to straighten out the bent sides that we did yesterday with the cracks. I straightened it out, I re-steamed it and reversed the bend, and now they're drying under a sandwich of tension. Get them dry for about a week. They should re-mesh. Those cracks have got a little bit of glue in them. We're going to let that sit in there, sandwich itself, and then we're going to try and bend it again to try and salvage those. I think we can be a little bit more successful the next time. The key there is to take about a few thou off the top just by giving it a light plane. Thin those sides down just a little bit. It gets rid of the broken fibers at the top. The glue's in right through the middle of it, so I've gone deep into the crack with the glue, and hopefully that will keep it together the whole time. Sorry, man. You must have heard it the first time. I didn't see you pop up, so my apologies. I've been trying to get my camera to work, and I've got it going now. So let's go cut up some wood. I'll just turn this volume down a little bit so that you don't hear too much. For those with headphones, tell me if that's too loud. Not that I'll be able to tell because I'm in the next room and I can't read the screen. Just need to do something before. Just got to check something here. Okay. That's still working. That's good. Hopefully that's not too loud. Okay, there's the top roughed out. We're going to sand that and shape that soon. Let's get this guy going as well. We'll do the back now. No, no cutaway. Not this one, no. The mold looked like a cutaway, I think. Oh, I did something to... Yeah, no, no cutaway. Okay. One thing you'll notice is I kept a lot of the larger pieces. Pieces like this, where I can make a headstock laminate, or I can make a truss rod cover, just to show you and remind you again what that looks like. See, we can fit a headstock laminate on one of those. I've got a couple of these from the cutaway, so try and save as much of that as possible. It's all good stuff. And just to remind you what that looks like for those that haven't seen it. We're still online. Everyone's still there. The chat's gone quiet. Let's see. Why we call it pixel? Because somebody thought this was pixelated. That's fine. It is a little bit pixelated. You can see that breakup. Typical silky oak or lacewood sort of finish. Although the colour is a little bit dark on this one. They're usually a lot lighter than this. This is quite a nice browny northern silky oak. So that's pretty. It gives you a lot of variation with a bit of oil on there. You can see that dancing around. So I did make that a neck through base using a silkwood body that's chambered. We're here. It is pretty. It is pretty. Everything's pretty, Terry. We can see the beauty in everything, Terry. If we look for it, we will find it. Confucius say, see, I'm getting all sentimental and philosophical now. That doesn't suit me. I better just stop talking crap and getting on with this. We're going to sand these guys down now. So I'm going to bring the sander over onto here. Right there. We're going to sand these guys. And then we're going to start measuring out bracing on the top and the back. Okay, plugged in. Do I need a mask, Terry? Do I need a mask? Bloody oath, I need a mask. I need a vacuum cleaner too. Plugging that guy in. Right, we're good to go. Hose. Vacuum. I'll quickly clean this up. I'll just turn down the volume. As you know, it gets pretty right. Let's get a mask on. All that stuff. Remember it was brand new and shiny? Only you would remember that, Dana. Ha! Take this hat off now. It's a bit warm in here. Give you a closer look at that. That's what it looks like naked. I'll put a little bit of spirit on it so you'll see that. That'll handle up nicely. Okay.
There we go.
we have the side, sorry, we have the back and the top shaped. Just on the line, we give that a light sand. Line up nicely. We're going to put the top away. We're going to start looking at bracing for the back. Okay. So let's start with some measurements. That's the inside of the back. We need to strip down the bottom here. First things first is I need to mark out where the neck block is going. So we'll draw a line at the back as well, just to work off the center line. We always work off the center line. We like that. We need noise. Is that what we're saying, Terry? We need noise? The back of the back again, the back of the back. So that's the front, that's the outside of it. That's the dress side. That looks a lot darker because I've sanded that middle. I haven't sanded the edges. It's a bit rough. I've got to give that a light sand. That's the color that it's going to turn out, but that's what we're looking at. Okay, it's pretty much the same as that. It's just that that hasn't been sanded on the edges. Inside. No, it's going to be bowed. Yeah, 15-foot radius on the back, Tom, and 20 feet on the front. That's how I make them. I did get good results. That last guitar, the way that it all tied in together once we locked up the box, it looked reasonably straight with just a very slight curve away. The tension sort of pulled it all back into nice, and it's got a beautiful drumming and a really nice volume and a really nice tone. So I think we like the 20 and the 10, 20 on the front, sorry, 20 and 15, 15 foot on the back, 20 on the front. I'm going to go again with this one, only because it's a different type of wood, and I want to really understand this very pitted grain compared to the camphor laurel. I want to understand what the tonal quality differences can be, because I've got recordings of the other one and on a spectrum analyzer as well. So we've got some sound waves, and I want to do the same dimensions to see what the difference the tonality of the wood makes to the same dimension box. So we're going to go with the same. It's a little bit of an experiment for me too. Eagle, what's going on? Boxes. Eagle, have you boxed up all the boxes? Have you finished gluing? This is the inside. We're going to measure this guy now. So we need wood block. We allow 40 or an inch and a half. The wood block's about 30 or an inch and a quarter. I'm going to go an inch and a half there. We always chip away the end of the spine when we put the spine in the middle there. Let me change my camera. A bander, excellent. So what we want to do is we want an inch and a half at the top there, 40 millimeters, and we want 30 millimeters at the back here. I'm going to go an inch and a half as well, give it an extra 5 mil. And we're just going to create a spine right through the middle there. We need a spine there. If I measure that, it comes to 44, 43 and a half. Okay. 4, that's about 4. We need 4 bands, so we need 5 sections in there. 5, maybe 9, 8.5 millimeters. 8.5, 17, 25.5, 34.5. It's about right where the bands are going to go. Let me just do something here. I want to go. $12. We want to square this line up here. It's got to come in more. Let's do that. 6, 6. You'll see what I'm doing in a minute. Line the center line up with that guy. And get square lines across there. That's the block. This is the first piece. Now remember, I do have a thicker brace through there as well, just behind the block there. But that's okay. We don't need to mark that out. These are just the braces, the ribs. That's not right. Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's right. Okay, I'm just move this across the other side. I might just do it this way. Just move it down. Okay, brace 1, 2, 3, 4. There's 4 braces. There's going to be a major shoulder brace in there to support the neck and to support the neck block. take up a lot of that tension through there, through that top of that guy. In sync. Ha! That's a good dad joke. Just catching up with the chat. Last 2 nights, 9 hours. 9 hours of boxing. That's a pain in the butt. But hey, you know what? It is what it is. We've got to do it. It's stuff that needs to be done, I guess. Okay, that's our bracing marked up. So we've got to focus now on grabbing some maple. We're going to use maple again. It was quite successful. I did like the maple. We've got pieces of it like that. We need a spine firstly. I've got to get a spine, and I'm going to use a piece of, let me grab the spine that I want to use. This coach wood here. Put a nice spine down the middle there. That's just the right length. I need to go and rip a piece of that on the saw. So let's go do that, and it's got to be really, really thin. And then we can trim it down to size and what have you. So that's nice and square, so we can go and cut that up against the fence, take a length of this is quarter sawn as well. That's the best part about it. It is quarter sawn, so we can take that length there around that way, like so. Take about 1/8 of an inch, 3 millimeters or so, maybe a little bit more, and shave it down, get it glued down. Then we can work off that. That's the first thing. Okay, Eagle Eye, see you later, man. Ha! Okay, let's get back to the bench. Sorry, to the saw. More saw. More saw. In Warsaw. Let's fence this off. Are we excited? We're sawing things, Terry. So much saw work today. This brace is going to be like that. I need to cut a thin maple brace as well, but not yet. I need my square. Okay, let's go do this. I always make sure that the saw fence is square to the blade. Once I adjust it correctly, I'll clamp that end down so that we have a nice square fence. Check the grain on this. Okay, it's got to be cut that way. No, it's got to be cut that way. there's our spine. That's going to hold that glue seam line together. I need to smooth that out just a touch. Make it a little bit thinner as well. 1500 millimeters. I'm going to sand that all out. Sorry, yeah, sand that off. Because it's very brittle to cut on the saw. So I'm going to just sand that off. In actual fact, I could probably just cut that. Let me quickly just cut that. Let's go back. I don't want it splintering, but we'll give it a go. Sand the rest square now on the sander, just here. Quickly flick over, back up here. There we go. Just get that edge nice and straight. Get my mask on. What happened, Terry? It's a didymus. Who went by? Was it? What happened there? What are we talking about? Dana, you have to explain. I'm lost. Let's turn down the volume slightly. There we go. Okay, there we go. We've got a nice, neat spine. Nice, neat spine. I've just dropped my glasses. They've fallen apart. So that probably means I won't be able to see anything for the rest of the stream. No, I'm kidding. Let me just put those together again. Yeah. Okay. Pop that lens in. These are just my work glasses, in the workshop glasses. They're not great quality, they're just plastic, but they do the job. Ha, Mario's in the house too. Mario. Look, everybody, it's Mario. Look, everyone, it's Mario. Okay, we're going to glue this guy down. And then we're going to work on marking out some bracing. It's a me, Mario. That's right, it is. Righto, Terry, we need clamps and glue. What do we need? Clamps and glue. Mario, do you like the lace wood? Are you a fan of the lace wood? Silky oak, they call it here. Northern silky oak. Good to see you too, brother. I do love it. You love everything though. You're so amicable and so agreeable. I've never seen you fight with anyone. You need to fight other than Luigi. Mario needs to fight other than Luigi. Did I say that? I must have. I love cleaning brushes after I've used them and the glue's dried up. This caked on resiny hide glue tends to strip off nicely from these brushes, only because they're too fine a surface, but it wouldn't work with anything else. But anyway, we're going to clamp this guy down. Quite easy. We're just going to put a clamp on either end, bit of wood in the middle, clamp that down, and then we're going to put that aside. Next week we'll start putting we'll cut the braces up. We can do the braces, so I've got time to do some now. So we're going to prepare those now. I've got some wood here to cut at least 2 of the long ones, maybe 3. Well, I've got some more of this maple around the joint. Let's just get this guy glued down first. Now I'm gluing down the smooth side. This side's a bit rough. We're going to plane that and get it really thin, probably just another millimetre off there to about a 1/16. I don't use too much in the middle of the spine, just enough to support that joint, that glue joint right there. Let's go. Fighting over food. Ha! It's very windy in Sydney today. I don't know what it's like in your part of the world. I do laugh at the World Cup in America, in the US, with all the drinks breaks when it's only 22 degrees Celsius. I laugh my head off. Tell me you're having a commercial break by telling me you're having a drinks break when you're really having a mere commercial break. They've turned it into NFL. 5 minutes of gameplay, 20 minutes of advertising. Go away. Terry, is that a rant? Is that a subject for a rant? Did I do the wrong side? I did. What a twat. Sorry, let me wipe that off. Am I ranting? Rant. Let me glue down the right side, kids. We do tend to over-commercialize everything. Absolutely, that's the nature of the beast. That's the nature of the beast, Mario. It's probably why the US is the way it is, because it was founded on commerce. And I mean, every country really was, commerce is a big part of every country. But geez, I'll tell you what, they love it. They love over-commercializing. Everyone does. I think all the Western countries tend to do it. But it's okay. It's all right. I mean, you have a choice. You don't have to buy that crap, and you don't have to listen to the ads. I tune out. I turn the volume down. I change the channel, and when the sport's back on, the actual scripted game, that's another story. We'll talk about that another time. It's another rant. Yeah, I'll rather watch that than the advertising. Did anyone pick up on what I just said? Probably. I'm just being very, very conspiratorial today. It does go way back. Throw that tea in the harbour, Tom. Chuck those boxes of tea leaves in the drink. Snacks during commercials. Yeah, see, that's the other thing. It's ironic because, you're thinking, I hate that commercial, that Lay's commercial. I hate it so much. I'm not going to watch it. Then you go to the cupboard and get out a box of Lay's chips or whatever else you grab. I'm the same as you, man. I love my what they call trail mix. I love my nuts and my raisins and my dried up blueberries and raspberries. I like that stuff, which is pure sugar and it's terrible. But you know, it's better than processed chips and stuff, I guess, or candy, chocolate. I mean, it's all bad for you anyway. But it doesn't matter. You got to live a little. You got to live a little. In their target demographic, absolutely. Absolutely. That's the whole demographics. And I mean, you go to insurance companies and you go to, banking firms and investment banks and stuff. And there's a team called the actuaries. Those guys are the highest paid dudes in the world of commerce. And why? Because they do all the stats and the analysis on all that stuff and they create the market conditions. They analyze them and they know how to leverage them. And that's where the business cases are stood up. It's quite interesting. That's pretty self-glued down. I will weigh that down and pop this guy away. Let me just put a clamp on each end so it doesn't slide. One. And we get a clamp on the other side. We'll give that glue a wipe, a vibe. Dip it out and vibe. We got the vibe. Okay. Put that in there. I'm being silly now. There we go. That's in place. I'll weigh that down. What I'll do first is just wipe that glue. Give that a little push down. That's good. Give this glue a little wipe. Excess. I'll probably run a chisel along there anyway when I plane that and just chisel away any glue that I can't get to, just in the seams. Now I'm going to put that away and weigh that down. So give me a second. I'll put that in the other room. Oh, goodness gracious me. Right. Yeah, okay, that's done. And we've got these guys here. I'm going to make some bracing out of this. I'm going to cut these into halves. That's a good piece for the top, actually. What I want to do is find some more of this stuff. Give me a second. I'll go and look in my store. Okay, I've got a couple of small pieces that I can use. That's going to make a good stop bar, nice and heavy and thick. This guy is going to make some short bracings. Can keep that for later. This guy is going to be the long ones down the bottom here. I'm going to cut that in half. Yeah, might not be. Yeah, okay. Fine. That will work. Okay. The right thickness, a little bit on the thinner side. That's okay. That'll work. Cut that down a little. No, it's not thick. It's not high enough. I need them to be thicker than that. That's okay. What I'll do is I'll use coach wood. I'll go and have another look and see if there's any more. Just give me a sec. This piece of mahogany might be the go. This is also going to use this old mahogany piece that I salvaged to make the bracing. I might go the mahogany for this guy. I've got enough there to make the bracings, and I've got enough there for the front as well. What am I going to do? I'm going to cut some of this up. I'm going to cut some slices here. Okay, we're going to cut a big slice here. I'm going to be able to use that for X braces as well. Ha! They broke it. I just watched it. It was way after. What did they break? God, I've got to catch up with the chat. I'm too busy focusing on guitars. Well, you guys are all having fun, and I'm sitting here like a doofus. Okay, I'm going to go cut these up. Let's go cut these up. got? We've got a couple of key pieces here. We've got this block here that's going to be across the shoulders. So if I grab the template to show you what it's going to do, I'll grab the, I'll just show you on the top. So pretend this is the inside of the back. We've got this brace here going up here, right up against, I've got to smooth that out, get it square, right up against the block. We've got a strip going down here for extra stiffness across the shoulders. Okay, and then we've got 2, 3, 4 braces down here. This will be a bit higher, obviously. And we'll have 3 and 4 there. So this is going to be 1, and I've got more of that mahogany in that other room. I'm going to square that up. That's way too thick. So I'll plane those down, get them to about 8.8 centimeters or 8 millimeters. 8 millimeters, 8 millimeters, and 8 millimeters, and then we can glue those down, shape them on the back once that back is done and dusted. Fingers. Count my fingers. I always count them at the end of it. Screenshots of the bracing. Do we want screenshots? I haven't finished it, but this is what it's going to look like pretty much. Okay. Like that. Something like that for the back, not the top. Okay, cool. That's where we're going to leave it today, guys and girls. Thank you very much for being here. I've got to run now, but have a good weekend. It's Friday here. No, is it Friday? Yes, it is. So have a good weekend. I'll see you on Monday. I'll be back in a couple of days. We're going to have those, hopefully those, we'll leave the sides for a couple of more days, maybe a week, because I want them to dry out really, really well before I try rebending them. So have a good weekend. We will continue on Monday with the back and the front cross braces and get those all cut out and glued down. Then we can shape and do things. So thanks again for your support. Have a good one. Yes, indeed. So until Monday, see you later.